Hello, thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Peter Mulder. I help apparel, footwear, and soft good brands specify clear digital color targets so global suppliers can meet their expectations without the expense, waste, and loss of time of back and forth lab dips. If you have any questions during this webinar, please submit them using the chat function. I'll answer as many as possible at the end. If I don't get to yours, I will follow up afterward. This is the fourth webinar in a four-part series. In the first webinar, I talked about how to empower your supply chain to specify and produce objective data-driven color using digital data. The second webinar focused on how to maintain data integrity between brands and suppliers. I introduced 8 pitfalls to avoid if you want to maintain data integrity between suppliers and across your supply chain. And in the third webinar, I shared best practices for visually evaluating textiles, how to manage the fluorescent lighting bans, and how to specify standardized lighting with your suppliers. You can watch all 3 on demand on X-Rite.com under Training and Resources, and then Webinars. Today we'll bring it all together and explain how your brand can use technology to work toward a circular economy, promoting reuse and recycling and eliminating waste sent to landfills or incinerators. Whether for fashion, home goods, designer bags, or athletic shoes, color plays a pivotal role. Consistent color and appearance differentiates your brand, and success is measured by how quickly and accurately your suppliers can achieve it. To keep costs down, get to market fast, and meet sustainability initiatives, you must clearly communicate color expectations. Every stage of the design and manufacturing journey can introduce color challenges, but the design stage is the most critical. Any misunderstanding in color expectations will almost always lead to waste and rework. Here are the top 5 challenges we see in a traditional design workflow. Designers often rely on perception and judgment to convey color preferences. However, this subjective approach can lead to miscommunication if individuals interpret color differently. If you start with an incorrect color specification, you can't expect accurate color in the end. Relying on physical samples or swatches has inherent drawbacks. These samples can fade, degrade, or become damaged over time, leading to inconsistencies in color representation. Additionally, color samples are often made in a different material than the final product, and variation in weave, texture, and translucency can result in significant appearance differences. Traditional color communication often relies on vague or imprecise language to describe colors. Terms like light blue or deep red are open to interpretation and can create misunderstandings between designers and suppliers. Without standardized color references, achieving the desired color can be cumbersome. Another challenge is that fashion designers often iterate through multiple rounds of prototyping to achieve the desired color. Each iteration involves producing and shipping physical samples, which is time-consuming and costly. This back and forth can lead to project delays and increased expenses, ultimately impacting time to market and profitability. Finally, many traditional color design processes lack effective version control. This means when changes are made to color specifications or preferences, it can be challenging to track and communicate these modifications across the supply chain. Miscommunication regarding color changes can lead to errors in production, further contributing to delays and waste. This graph shows how physical specification can introduce challenges for color accuracy and consistency. When physical samples are duplicated and shared across locations, variations can lead to significant color discrepancies. This scenario results in an accumulation of errors. We call it error stacking, and makes it difficult to maintain consistent color between suppliers and throughout the production process. Specifying spectral values offers a more precise way to communicate color information. Digital standards eliminate the need to duplicate and ship physical samples and significantly reduces the potential for error stacking. Transitioning to digital standards enhances accuracy and consistency in color specification and is a crucial step in modernizing color management. To stay competitive in the global market while advancing sustainability initiatives, apparel, footwear, and soft good brands need digital solutions to set clear expectations and empower their suppliers to work quickly and confidently. Now let's talk about the components of a digital color ecosystem. Like I talked about in the first webinar, many factors affect how we perceive color, such as viewing angle, surrounding objects and lighting, as well as the material's texture, color, and ability to absorb dye. By using a digital color standard, brands can communicate precise color requirements. Designers can use reproducible color in designs, and suppliers can fulfill color requirements in an objective way. X-Rite's solution to share digital standards is Pantone Live, which provides instant access to the most up-to-date Pantone colors in a digital format. If your brand uses physical standards, you can digitalize them using a spectrophotometer. As I mentioned in the first webinar, a D8 sphere is the standard for textiles. To share these digital standards, you can load them into Pantone Live Private Library Manager and provide access to all stakeholders in your supply chain. Next, you need an open ecosystem to securely communicate spectral data for the target color and production requirements. Using Textile Color Hub, apparel, footwear, and soft good brand owners can create a secure color specification document that includes the target spectral data, the required tolerances for the suppliers to match, and the illuminance to measure against. In turn, suppliers can measure their closest lab dip using a spectrophotometer and send the digital information back through Textile Color Hub for instant approval by the brand. To verify lab dips are within tolerance, your suppliers need robust quality control software. X-Rite's Color IQC compares spectral measurements of the sample against the digital specification from the brand. If the sample is in tolerance, they can send it digitally for approval. If it's not, Color IQC can offer suggestions to improve the match. It can also generate performance and audit reports so suppliers can see a real-time view of production quality and share it with the brand. Color IQC also maintains detailed records of color measurements, deviations, and corrective actions. By continuously analyzing the data collected during color quality control, you and your suppliers can identify trends and issues and implement process improvements to prevent color variations and maintain consistency. Even the best spectrophotometers experience drift caused by age, wear, and environmental conditions. It's important to know when this happens so you can minimize variance between devices. NetProfiler, an X-Rite exclusive, can verify and optimize spectrophotometers, correct issues, and identify instruments in need of service before they affect color measurements. NetProfiler also standardizes color acceptance criteria and quality across global locations to ensure consistency between suppliers. It's an open hardware ecosystem, meaning spectrophotometers from other brands can be part of the digital color workflow. NetProfiler is your key to data accuracy, data integrity, and data repeatability. Now let's look at the entire digital workflow, from color specification through final lab dip approval. The brand designer starts with digital color specification, which can be a TCX color from Pantone Live, or a custom color measured from a physical swatch and loaded into the brand's private color library This color will be hosted in the Pantone Live Cloud, along with the full library of Pantone colors. But only suppliers the brand chooses can access it. Now the brand has full control over who sees the color, and every supplier can work from the same source of truth. Next, the brand uses QC software to create a color specification document to share with suppliers. This digital file includes the spectral data for the target color, along with tolerance guidelines, settings, and embedded light sources. Especially important now when the market is moving away from clear white fluorescent to LED lighting. Next, the brand chooses which suppliers should receive the job and sends the color specification document securely through Textile Color Hub. When the suppliers receive this file, they have very clear expectations and can work with confidence. Each supplier can create a lab dip that is in tolerance with the right light source and will match the lab dips created by other suppliers. Then, using a benchtop spectrophotometer, the supplier can measure the lab dip into QC software and know right away whether it is in tolerance. If it is, the supplier can send it back to the brand, digitally in Textile Color Hub, for approval. It's a closed-loop process that sets clear expectations and generates precise color matches. I know it probably sounds overwhelming. You may be wondering how you can get to this point. I can assure you it's not as difficult as it sounds. You do not need to be a color expert to make this happen. We will be here every step of the way to guide and support you. This roadmap explains the key steps we'll follow together. First, we'll assess your current processes to identify the pain points, inefficiencies, and challenges. Next, we'll help you define goals and objectives to guide your transition strategy. This might be higher color accuracy, reduced prototyping, more color consistency between suppliers, accelerated time to market, minimized waste, or even something else. If you're already using a spectrophotometer, great. If not, we can help you choose the best one to measure and digitally quantify your standards. Many brands worry about the investment their suppliers will need to make, but our solution works with spectrophotometers from other vendors, so no need to worry. We'll also set you up with the right software to communicate, evaluate, and approve color quality. Next, we help you build your digital color library to store your brand colors. This single source of truth can be used in design software for achievable designs and shared with suppliers as the production standard. We will also audit your color data to ensure it follows standardized formats and measurement conditions, including consistent illuminance and color spaces, and help you document the steps as standard operating procedures. Next, we can help you create a color manual that defines all the parameters your suppliers must follow to produce products for your brand. We can even help train your suppliers to ensure they adopt compatible digital tools and follow standardized color data exchange protocols to maintain consistency. We can help set up a net profiler monitoring system so you and your suppliers can evaluate the performance of color measurement devices and update them as needed to maintain measurement accuracy. Once this is set up, each measurement a supplier takes will be tagged with the net profiler status, so you can trust the measurement. Once all of your suppliers are up and running, you can easily evaluate the effectiveness of your digital color management processes and make improvements as necessary. Then it's time to share your success. Sustainability is top of mind for many consumers. Share your continuous improvement methodology to build confidence and loyalty in your brand. According to Deloitte, manufacturers with higher digital maturity have shown greater resilience and are able to pivot faster than manufacturers with limited digital capabilities. When your brand invests in advanced manufacturing technologies, you and your suppliers develop the agility to stay ahead of competition. Similarly, brands with higher digital implementation tend to have increased supply chain visibility and are better able to adapt to supply chain challenges. By embracing a digital ecosystem and leveraging innovative tools and technologies, your brand can achieve precise, consistent, and sustainable color outcomes. In fact, with an X-Rite digital color solution, you can reduce the lab dip process to 5 working days and streamline the production cycle from 110 days to just 20. Our role is that of expert and consultant, to help you select the right tools, implement the right processes, and bring your suppliers up to speed. It's all part of a continuous effort to phase out waste, not by burning or landfilling it, but by creating and implementing smarter systems. In the end, we are all doing our part to work towards a more circular and resilient economy. All right, let's open the floor for a few of the questions we received during the webinar. Our first question is, can you please explain again what you mean with open hardware ecosystem? Yes, sure. Open hardware means this solution works with benchtop spectrophotometers from X-Rite, as well as from other manufacturers. X-Rite is uniquely positioned. Pantone Live, Color IQC, and Net Profiler can all be installed on other equipment too. This is a distinct benefit because it means your supply chain does not need to invest in X-Rite spectrophotometers to participate in your brand's color program. Next question. Is Textile Color Hub expensive? I can't give you a price now because each situation is unique. But I can say our solution creates instant savings for you, the brand, and your suppliers. I'm happy to discuss your specific situation and also help you work up your return on investment. And our final question for today. Do you offer free trials? We do. Not only can we give you a free trial, but we can set up a pilot for your brand and a few of your suppliers, so you can try it out. If you're interested, be sure to note it on the survey coming up next, and I'll contact you with details. That's all we have time for today. If you asked a question I didn't answer, I'll be in touch soon. Please complete the quick survey at the end if you'd like me to get in touch.